Hello and welcome to this special PTZOptics webinar where we're going to talk about how your state or local government agency can get funding for technology projects. Here with me today is William Golde. Hi, William.
How we doing, Paul?
William is going to cover some of these funding opportunities for government agencies. We're here live via Zoom and YouTube, so we'll be happy to answer your questions. And William, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is William Golde. I actually work here at PTZOptics as the Director of Channel Sales. So if you're a distributor or reseller out there, you've probably dealt with either myself or a member of my team. So we're just going to kind of run through some options for public funding as you work with your clients. If they're a government agency, if they're a publicly funded institution, this is going to be for them. This is just a way to find financing, to find either reimbursements or monies available to get PTZOptics and HuddleCam HD cameras and accessories into their facilities. So let's just jump right into it. So as an overview for what we're going to be talking about today. Oh, got to switch to the presentation. So we're going to be talking about funding opportunities, grant writing tips and tricks, and then at the end we're going to toss it over to Paul. He's going to talk about different PTZOptics equipments that you can use for these type of agencies and organizations. So kick it off. Funding opportunities. We're going to talk about three main opportunities or three different sectors of opportunities. The first is actually PEG fees. So if you've ever worked with public agencies or government institutions, you've probably heard about PEG fees. They are public education and government fees. So what this is it's actually a fee that is collected by a franchise. So say like a public access television, if you actually have ever looked at your cable bill, there is a franchise fee in there. That gets kicked into an account for public agencies to get broadcast equipment, or in this case, live streaming equipment potentially, into their facilities, and it's a very easy way to access monies. It does typically exist in most municipalities, governments, counties, and state governments. So you can look into that very easily, and there's actually a lot of money there as well. And they are specifically for broadcast equipment uses, which is exactly what PTZOptics supports. Basically the best way to go about it is to contact a franchise lawyer to see where those PEG fees are and how you can access them. Just as easy as a Google search. So go ahead and just Google search franchise or local franchise for PEG fee. You'll get a contact list. You can look up their lawyer, reach out to them, see what they need from you, and you'll be able to access that money. And then obviously there is federal grant money out there. This past year we saw the use of CARES Act money very predominantly amongst educational systems, as well as publicly funded systems. That CARES Act money is continuing for the rest of the year. Big news, the Biden administration's infrastructure plan just went through the Senate, go into the House. So there is some potential there for that federal funding, as these pieces are, quote unquote, for infrastructure uses, say for your facilities, your buildings, your libraries. So there may be funding for that. We don't know until that is fully released and fully passed through the House, but we'll keep an eye on that. Also the USDA Distance Learning and Telemedicine Program. Now we have that link there in the presentation. We'll send that out with all of our materials after this webinar. But that's a good place to look as well, because that is for anybody that potentially needs distance learning or telemedicine. You can actually access funds there. So USDA community facilities, and then there are also additional considerations at the federal level that you can look into.
One note on the USDA one too is that it's ideal for rural communities who are developing their telecommunications. So it is specific to really education and healthcare. But local government entities in rural areas are eligible for that one. And there's all the notes, obviously, that everyone will receive after the meeting and the research.
And a great thing, too, is that you can actually go to the Distance Learning and Telecommunication Grants website, and you can actually see past recipients of those monies. And that's actually a really good way for you to see if your organization and your project aligns with that grant opportunity. So just a very easy research thing that you can do when you're looking into these programs is to see who has actually received those funds. So to Paul's point, a lot of them are rural communities looking for educational services. And then down to the state level, there are state grant opportunities. There's community development block grants. There are community service block grants. And then victims assistance. So if you work in an organization that's publicly funded that deals with victims assistance, and you do need to move to a hybrid model to, support those communications and those meetings, there's definitely some opportunity there to help the state funding work for you. Moving on, so tips and tricks. We've kind of talked about a couple of these things. Like I mentioned, going to the distance learning and telemedicine grant website, you can actually start to look at who's been a recipient of those monies. That's a good start. So we're going to go over where to look. Great place to start is grants.gov. Basically just a website where you can go search through whatever grants are basically happening throughout the U.S. Great place to start. There's also foundational websites, so anybody that offers any grants of this type from a foundation, you can search that as well. Definitely look into federal agencies who actually offer this money, so the USDA, DHS, EPA, FEMA, and the VA. Great places to look there as well. And then state government websites. It's just as easy as Googling your state. So you could Google California state grant opportunities, and there's a portal there that you can look into to search for your project. So that's all good places to start. That's kind of the big top of the funnel. And then kind of going down, you can look at your local library, state nonprofit associations. You could look at nonprofit works. If there's a nonprofit in your area, definitely reach out to them and see if potentially you can qualify for some grant money through that organization as we continue with the hybrid model as the pandemic continues. This is going to be necessary for a lot of those organizations. Definitely reach out and ask questions. And then there's also common grant applications. Typically a city or municipality will have notifications going out for grant opportunities. Maybe just start to pay attention to those, look into that a little bit. Now, what are some of the tools that we have available to you? So first and foremost, we work with Marley Dunberg. She is a grant writer and a consultant, so you can reach out to us directly. What we can do is we can put our team behind this to research your opportunity, package your opportunity, and ultimately help write that grant for you. And we have those pieces in place, those resources for you as a reseller, as a distributor, and also as an end user, a government agency body as well. Remember, UC and live streaming equipment can be considered or may be considered part of infrastructure, so we'll keep an eye on that for you guys. Do some research, and by all means, always ask questions, reach out to us. We have the team, we have the resources and the knowledge to answer your questions. So that's kind of an overview of grants, their opportunities, how you can access them, and the tools by which. And I'm going to kick it over to Paul now. He's going to talk to us about the PTZOptics equipment and the HuddleCam HD equipment that can be used in the facilities that we are talking about.
All right, thank you, Will.
Yep.
I wanted to start with a few case studies just in the middle here. A lot of great government agencies, whether it's state or local, are using PTZ cameras as a way to communicate their message to their audience. So it really helps you deliver sometimes even mission critical information using free, publicly accessible platforms, even such as YouTube and Facebook, and it can help really modernize a government agency's communication capabilities. The courtroom here that we're looking at is in Fishtail, Montana, and they have a courtroom, which is a large space, and folks need to see their elected representatives and be able to show them on the live stream, be clearly seen and heard. This is a great case study on our website you can take a look at. Another is just elected officials at any level are starting to need to use, whether it's video communications on Zoom or a one-way solution like YouTube Live or Facebook Live, to get the message out. And this is a case study we did with, I can't remember the senator's name, but he was a Pennsylvania senator. And now let's talk a little bit about some of the video communication technologies that are available. When we talk about being budget friendly here at HuddleCam HD and PTZOptics, we have webcams that start at less than $100. And as William was mentioning, many organizations are learning how to move to a more hybrid working environment, and video conferencing equipment helps to enable that. And then we also have all the way up to auto tracking cameras, which can allow organizations to set up really great training facilities and centers where a lecturer can be tracked. Now, we also have Zoom certified products. Our web HuddleCam HD Pro is Zoom certified, and that's a really great thing because I know a lot of organizations are using Zoom. To familiarize you with some of the HuddleCam cameras, the HuddleCam 3X is only $399, and it's actually combined frequently with the HuddlePod Air. And together, that's less than $700. And we know that a lot of organizations right now are trying to equip as many rooms as possible. And so showing the HuddleCam cameras here, we just wanted to demonstrate that there's some pretty attractive price points when you're trying to enable large amounts of rooms, large amounts of classrooms or training spaces. And again, the HuddleCam HD Pro, which is Zoom certified, is a great option for executives and managers to have a little bit of control over the webcam itself and zoom into presentation spaces. I wanted to breeze over a couple of these because I'm not sure if everything here is applicable to everyone here, but I wanted to mention that this is the type of diagram of an opportunities that are available. So when you look at this, and if you're not a technology person, you're probably going, what is this? And what I just want to say is we have a whole partners team that can put together a custom workflow for you. Whether you want to use Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, other software solutions out there, getting video and controlling cameras and having a good recording solution is something that our partner team can help you with. So whether it's video communications, live streaming, video recording, these are definitely things that our team can help you with. You can easily mount these cameras on a variety of walls or ceilings, and they are even popular for like community centers, right? And we talked about a couple different grants that are good for community centers. Esports is big in community now, and then meeting spaces. So if you're working on a hybrid model, those meeting spaces are even more important now so that your remote employees can stay connected. So I think that pretty much covers it. If you do educational sides of things, a lot of schools are using these cameras as well. And I think that about covers it for me, William. I was just kind of showing some high-level slides here, but I think where you left off was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did want to go back to the idea of doing a little bit of research. So just sitting here, looked up the California Grants portal. There's a grant right now. The application is still open for a technical assistance and expansion program. That grant has $17 million of opportunity in it, and it's a reimbursement style grant. So that means that as a municipality or a local agency, you will have to foot the bill up front. But that means you can apply for reimbursement after the fact. And to Paul's point, we have products, they start as low as a few $100s, just to get you into UC, Zoom rooms, huddle rooms, spaces like that. But if you wanted to go, all out and build a studio like the one we have here at the Stream Geeks facility, you could do that as well. And likely you will have enough coverage in even just the state and local government level to cover the expense of that. Now, actually, in this specific grant opportunity, it speaks about a municipality's ability to support local businesses. So if you're a state and local government and you're looking to bring business into your community and they need a live streaming facility, you could go ahead and build out a Stream Geek style live stream studio for your municipality to try and drive business there. And that's just how you can kind of conceptualize some of these things. Is it may not be a direct line to say, hey, there's a grant for webcams, or there's a grant for education. You can package these in a few different ways to try and access some of these public monies to help you, your organization, and then ultimately your community to try and connect with your constituency. So that's just kind of one example that we can look at. And there's 49 other states out there with all kinds of equal opportunities. So it's just a matter of doing a little research to figure some stuff out, and we'll probably package it. And we're here to help. We can at least do the technical side for you, and then Marley can help you with the actual research and grant writing. So we have the team, again, the resources to put that all together.
Well, thank you, William. I think we have the opportunity to have some Q&A if there is any. Again, we've got the link below here. This is where, beyond what we talked about and showed today, the research that was done by a professional grant writer, it's all made available with the links. It's available at the website right below, PTZOptics.com/grants. www.ms.gov/tech-funding. And that page, which says register for the webinar, currently will have the download. And I'm guessing it'll be emailed to everyone as well.
Yeah. We'll definitely follow up to everyone who's a distributor and reseller, works with me and my team. We'll follow up with these resources directly to you. I think we actually have meetings already with some distributors to follow up on this stuff. So we're getting the ball rolling, at least on our side.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. It's been a really great, informative webinar. Feel free to share this video with someone else or the link below in your organization. Just kick it over, see what they think. They're going to thank you for looking into some of the available research that took a while for us to put together. And now now is the time to apply for many of these things are a little bit time sensitive. So take the initiative, share it with someone in your organization, and get the ball rolling.
Perfect. Amy Dolph asks, did I miss the link?
Oh, we will put the link right in the chat. I'm sure that Tess or Lindsay could do that for us, or even maybe Mike. We'll put the link right in there. And what I meant by link below is if people were watching this video afterwards on YouTube.
There we go.
But we'll put the link in the chat too.
Yeah. All right, and as always, we're here to answer any questions. So you may not have something that's popped up immediately in your head watching this, but I'm sure as you start to explore some of these opportunities, things will come up that you'll need help with, and we're here to do just that. So feel free to reach out.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, take care.